Amazon. They are 1 by, what do we got? 1 by 2 by 6. So 6 by 2 by 1 foot. That's an American units, right? Freedom units for these beds. And I've got two I got to put together. I'm going to put them together on the live stream here, but I want to be able to see what we're putting together here. Again, they are, we'll put it this way. They go together pretty easy. It's pretty simple. It takes a little bit of time. Aesthetically, they are what they are. You see, you got these little spots here. Links in the description, by the way, and we'll go check that out. But I like them so far. They're going to be easy to move around and set up, so I like it. So again, welcome to everybody. If you have not been here on the channel before, welcome. My name is Ryan, and I come here live pretty consistently. Throughout this the late winter, spring, fall, or spring, summer, and the fall in the garden, just doing stuff around here. Got my chickens over here. Just moved my last 3 out of the brooder here. We're gonna have warmer evenings from here on out. So last night was our last, I think, what would be considered our pretty cold one here. So I'm a little bit off today. Get you leveled off some, kind of like on a tilt there. Trying to have that. So what was that? Okay. Yeah, so hopefully I earn your subscription today. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. I want to make sure I got that around. I am really close to getting fully monetized, so anything I can do to help the cause there, I think I want to do what I can to help that. So we've got, let me find a spot where I can just put this bad boy at, so folks can, I know it's backwards, but to be on mobile, it's kind of a thing. So yeah, been a good day today. Got to meet with a good friend of mine. I'm a business coach by trade too, so FYI. But got to meet with her, had some coffee, worked on some stuff. And then, what is going on with my watch today? It's like trying to tell me something. Oh, it says, good job on meeting my goals. Hey, goals. All right, anyways. I ordered these from Amazon. I met with her. We had a good conversation. We had a good plan for getting some business done. So I always love that. And the rest of the day's just been kind of doing chores around the house and nice thing. Get my chicken set up over here. This has been the fun stuff for today. I've got the 3 that were in the brooder that are finally full. They're done molting, but it's also not going to be, I'm just watching this, wind's picking up here, but anyways, they've molted for the most part, but it's not going to be like below freezing anymore. We'll have a couple days, but by then they're going to be fully feathered. But they're good here. So they have been getting used to seeing their previous brooder buddies. I don't know if that's a phrase or not, the other chickens that we had in there. So, all right, so these are this is Kingbird is the name. It's from China, it's from Amazon. And basically we're just going to be assembling the other 2. We just did it there, so walking through, and they come they come pretty well. I like they come packed really well. They come with everything that you're going to need really to do this. Putting them together is cake. I shouldn't need this, but I'm going to put it right there just in case. All right, so we'll just take it apart as we go, and then just so we can keep the plastic kind of from blowing, hopefully keeping the plastic from blowing all over. That's the fingers crossed on that. So it comes with your cross beams. So it's got 3 cross beams that goes, and those come together in 2 separate pieces. So we will assemble those now in real time. Look at us going, folks. We are dangerous already. Look at us assembling. So, and I got the gray instead of like the green. I'll give you, I think you guys will kind of pick up on it as I turn the camera a little bit here. So here's my chickens, and you'll notice what color their coop is. All right, we got some gray. Now if we go over this direction, I don't know if you can see just peeking out over the top right there, we got gray for the house. So I'm kind of a gray guy, kind of like gray. Luckily, I got a redhead who's on board with my color choices of gray and gray and gray on white, really. But also, the other thing with gray is that it's, for the most part, blends in pretty well. That's what we want. So they're kind enough to give you these gloves as well. Because when you're handling the metal here, in case there's any sharp edges on it, it's powder coated. It's pretty smooth. So, I mean, I wore them last time just to, you know, to do it. I don't think I'm gonna do it this time. And I'll do my best not to slice myself up. I don't think that'll be an issue. Again, your ends, they come in just like this. It's what I don't want to do. So they've got this tape on here. So what I don't recommend for you folks, when you are unpacking anything like this, especially if it's going to be outside, do everything you can not to break your knife out to cut the plastic on here and stuff. Just take your time and, you know, unwrap it this way. You want to do everything you can to try to preserve the powder coating on this for as long as you can. You know, I mean, it's going to get scratched up and you're going to know that, but if there's anything that you can do just to not break your knife out on this stuff, you'll be thankful, because it just takes one little scratch and then the water is going to start getting in, and then you're going to be just kind of, you know, whatever. But okay, so we got these first. These are the end pieces, obviously. Just kind of putting them in, doing their thing. Some styrofoam, because you can't pack anything without styrofoam. It comes with a gasket for the top, which I put on the other one. You know, I think it's a nice thing just to have it on here, also to kind of help to make sure that to keep the dings down that are going to be happening on the top of the actual the raised bed while you're out there. So the one thing I did see, so the screws that this come with, we'll show you here in a second. Like I said, I have my knife, but I really try not to use it too much when I'm putting the stuff together. So they come in, I'm going to show you this real quick. Something to keep in mind on these when you do order this. I'll just show you. So they are a cheap white metal, you know, some sort of, you know, whatever alloy, and they will strip very easily. So, and they give you just enough. I think they give you one extra of each. And I actually had on my last one, I had to kind of jerry rig a little bit. It does come with branding. So if you're interested in getting a king bird branded, you know, want to put that on there to basically tell everyone, like, you've got the king bird of raised beds, you can do that. The user manual is pretty straightforward on this. It gives you a lot of different options for setting it up if you like. The thing is, though, you have to, if you order more than one like I did here. So like I've got 3 sets. They give you this thing you can do if you have multiple sets. So you can see how they give you different configurations. So like I ordered 3, I could be making, you know, one that's taller, a 2-footer, or if you want to do 4x3x1 to make it more of like a square, you know, rounded off squared circle type of thing. So just something to keep in mind. But for mine, I want to have 3 raised beds. I'm going to put them on the far side of the house. In between where my orchard's at. I'm going to grow some stuff on that side of the house this year. I think. But last thing it comes with, these are all the side pieces here. Okay, and they are, again, just like everything else, they've been plastic wrapped along the edges. So again, fight the urge, ladies and gentlemen, to break your knife out. Just give it the extra bit of time here and just rip the plastic off. Okay, you'll be glad that you did, because like I said, all it takes is one misstep with something sharp, and now you're going to get water into underneath the surface there. Okay, so let's talk about assembly. Assembly on this is pretty straightforward. The steps, I mean, there's like 4 steps to putting it together. It just takes a while, and that's, again, doing this live here. So if you are watching this later on the recorded version, just play this at basically 4 times speed, and you'll see the whole process in a matter of a couple minutes. It just takes time. This is not difficult. It's just tedious, like most things in life, right? So all the sheets are the same. You're really just staggering them, right? So what we're going to do is I'm just going to put this together this way and just keep feeding it towards you until I get to the end here. It's how I did it last time. And we were cruising. So I want something. Here, redo this. So I still have to clean out the stuff from my brooder box. It's for the chickens, right? For them to eat. It's their little feeder. So this is also going to turn into my washer and nut. And these are, so this wing nut, excuse me, it's a wing nut and screw situation here, which I'll show you here real quick again. So this is what we're dealing with. The entire assembly is wing nut and bolt. And what you want is you want the bolts, basically the bolt head to be on the outside. So I got my neighbors driving by. I guess they're allowed to do that. You want it on the outside, and then with your wing nut, just get it on the inside here and do your thing. It's that challenging, folks. And there's going to be 4 on each one, and there's going to be on the 3. And when we get to the 3 center sections, right in here, you skip over some of the holes because you're going to come back once it's assembled and put in your cross beams. Like that's it. So yeah, it's easy stuff here today, folks. We are doing simple today. It's my second day in a row and not feeling all that great, but you know, just kind of pushing through. I don't know what's going on, if it's the weather or something, but just can't seem to get my, I don't know, just like tired and whatnot. I think I might just got to, you know, which is crazy because I got all this sunshine and wonderfulness out here, right? Should be just nothing but goodness, but I don't know, being out here has got me doing pretty good. So actually, let me give you guys an update. We were talking about my, you know, being kind of bleh yesterday. So behind me here, I've got lettuce and spinach and brassicas. I got my Swiss chard. We got all sorts of stuff in here. And last night we got down to, and this, I want to tell you all too about this. People really worry about frost a little bit too much. Like they really do. You have a lot of your plants are frost hardy. They can manage it, and they, even if they'll take a hit and just, you know, roll with it. The stuff that I have out here when I came out this morning was all lumped over, and because it got down to 27, I think maybe touched 26%. We'll say 27, right? And that is, you know, that's frost weather. They were frosted over. They were not happy. But guess what? Sun came out, warmed up. Everybody's back up and living their best life. Okay, so just try not to worry about that too much. There's certain plants you can't do that with. Like you do that with tomatoes and they're done. They are not. But if you got cold hardy stuff, just get it out. You know, get it out as soon as you can work the ground. They'll be fine. Like I got my peas. They're coming up. They don't care. They couldn't care less about the cold. Frost ain't gonna, I mean, a little bit of frost ain't gonna hurt them none. Yeah, they get a little damage, don't get me wrong, but it is what it is. They, like I say, they're gonna just keep on growing. They will just grow past whatever that little bit of damage they have. And again, that's just another way to maximize their time with the, you know, your growing time with these plants. Especially like where I'm at. I'm up here in Michigan. Now, well, by the way, the other thing here when you're assembling this, just like with anything that comes in pieces like this, you don't want to have it locked in solid while you're piecing it together. Put it together in snug, but not tight, because you're still going to want to have to maneuver it a little bit as you're piecing it together. It's not as important like with something like this, but it's just it's a good practice to have, because like saying here, even with this guy, I got to loosen it up a little bit. You got 4 holes here that they need to have some freedom of movement to make sure everybody can get aligned. But yeah, it's first day out here for my young chickens here, and they've had, I brought them out here when it was 40 degrees just to kind of get them in the cold. And they went, I put them upstairs in the coop, and they did not want to come back down here. Now that it's warm, and I brought them back down to help them out. That's kind of the first day with them. You just kind of got to get them to understand, like, hey, you're allowed to go upstairs, and you're allowed to come up, you know, go downstairs and upstairs on your own, you know. But after that, because usually takes a day, they figure it out. But I had one morning I came out, and they were the first night with the chickens that I have in the first batch, or, you know, set that I put in there. It was, oh good, what was it? Was it out here like 28 degrees, something like 29, and they were downstairs, like down below the coop, huddled up, like shaking, and I'm just kind of grabbed them and threw them up on top of the coop. I was like, guys, you can go up here. They figured it out after that. They're like, oh, it's warmer up here where we're not out in the elements. Got it. So I put the little brooder warmer in here. that'll be on for a couple nights as the young chicks are getting acclimated. But after that, you know, maybe another few days, I'll pull that out of there and they'll be fine. We got plenty of straw up there and wood, you know, some wood shavings for them, so they will manage. All right, so as you can see, it goes together pretty easy, guys. This isn't like you know, I don't think anybody who's watching this stream saying, oh my gosh, this guy's putting together a planter, this is going to be some extremely stressed out drama bomb type thing. It's really not, you know. That's another piece here. That's why I do a lot of this stuff live when I'm putting stuff together for the garden. As I know what it's like when you get something, you're like, oh crap, what this is going to be like. Because you watch the video, right? You go to YouTube, say, oh, here's how you put it together. Here, just put these couple bolts in. Here, do this couple things, and then poof, 3 minutes later, you have a finished video that shows, hey, it's done. When in reality, it took like 2.5 hours. You know, I don't like to have that. I like to have the full thing out there. So if anybody ever wants to watch it, what it looks like to have to do this type of stuff, you know, they can have it. All right, so we got the first two there. So this is where we're getting into the muscle memory piece here. So we're going to get the sides on, these next sides. Once these are on, we're going to add our support, move it back. But you got to get the sides on first, then do the supports. Okay, so it's just kind of the thing. That's the way it's set up, and it's okay. What's up, girlies? What you guys looking at, huh? You guys want to hop in this? Chickens are over here just like, what is this guy doing? Yesterday he was talking at that phone all day too. Again, for those that, you know, you don't know, this haven't been by the stream or whatever, this is a little something we do, come out here live pretty consistently and just kind of hang out. I'm a little earlier than I normally am. I've got, like I said, I got to get back in the house here. I got a couple things I got to take care of. My wife's flying back in California today. So, oop, that's the wrong spot. See, not paying attention. Focus, Ryan. Focus, 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 focus. We're going to get both of these in. Then we're going to come through and set up the cross beam. I did, by the way, it took me a little while to do this the first one that I did because I was playing around with the chicks here. I've got a little obstacle course I kind of set up for them so they can play around a little bit. I've got a board. I've got some bamboo across there so they can roost. Like they're all like, what is going on here? So they're up on it right now, playing around. And I've got another board leading to another spot that they can go to a higher roost if they want to. So give them something, you know, something to help keep them entertained a little bit. I believe someone told me sometime happy chickens make tastier eggs. I hope that's the case. But we're gonna find out. Regardless, we're gonna have this be a thing for them. Yeah. All right, let's see what they're doing. See what they do with it. I got two of them up. I'm sorry. Let's see. Oh. You guys can see that or not, where they're making their way over. See them back over there. Wants to roost a little bit. Okay. Anyways, back to this over here. Hey girlies, what you doing? Okay. So this one needs to be like this. Right? Yeah. Now they show you on the, oh, we got here. Hey Urban, what's happening? I have got about 10% of my garden in right now, at least the spring one. Hope you're doing well. Taking advantage of this warmth we got today. My goodness, it is I mean, it's 60 out right now. I mean, I'll take this considering it was, like I said, 26, 27 this morning to be up to 60 right now. Pretty happy with that. Actually just laying out with my dogs getting some sun earlier like that. Yeah, we love it. Today's a great day. Oh, I mean, look at the sun just hitting me. Oh, so good. So good. The chickens are all just like, all right, we want to figure out how the heck to get up on these roosts. So someone told me with the chickens here that you want to make it a little bit challenging for them so they can play around a little bit. So I think that's kind of fun. We're going to be doing that this year. Right now I just got the test run in here, the one that came with the coop, or was the accessory. I'm going to build out a little bit larger a larger run for them that they can be getting around, flying up and doing their thing. So I want to give them as much freedom as I can within still keep them safe, because we have an influx I've never seen I mean this honestly around here. This isn't just like hyperbole. I've never seen as many birds of prey, between like hawks, eagles around, than I have in the last year here. They're everywhere. I don't know what's going on, if there's if they're having issues they've been cutting down more forest around here or something, but it is nuts. So let's see what he got there. It says here, when I got chickens barely. Roman's like, yeah, I figured it out. Yeah, like I saying, for these, and here's, like I saying, I don't know, this is what we got for them right now. Got a nice little, this nice little run here. I got some stuff set up, and they got their little coop back there. Just enough for, I only have 6 chickens, for now. We'll see if the guy who writes the ordinances in my village, if he'd be willing to adjust that. Luckily, I know the guy. He's me. So we will see if I'm willing to adjust that or not. Now, the one thing, by the way, I forgot to mention with this, it does come with a screwdriver to help you with this. So you get everything that you need to piece this thing together, when they come together. So it is a thing. So, all right, so now that we got that, we're going to piece these in. Just kind of get them started here. Come on. There we go. Now I am forever, worried about on this stuff here, because what do you got here? Sorry about that. I gotta get my better glasses on. Oh yeah. So what I have actually, so we're inside of my. I'm right now. I haven't figured out the full spot on this here, but I'm again inside my. Inside my garden, I have around the exterior, I got like 12 inches down on that. And once I firm up exactly where the spot's going to be, I have a whole row of chicken wire that I'm gonna basically down deep and out, just for the same thing, to keep everybody out of there. Yeah, so it's on it is on there to make sure I'm going to keep protected. I just want to make sure this is a spot where I want to have them. And honestly, this is really weird to say for Michigan. We don't really have I don't have a lot of raccoons in the area. It's really weird. Our area, they're out there. You do hear them, but it's not like it was when I was a kid here. We had raccoon problems all over the place. You barely even hear about it here. So, all right, so there's that one. And you guys can see, I'm just going to be building it in sections as we go, putting it together. But yeah, so yesterday was fun. We got a lot of this stuff done. I got some more lettuce, more spinach planted. Again, a lot of the lettuce out here mostly it's just for the chickens and for me to snack on every now and again, but yeah, it's just one of those things where it was good. It was a good stream yesterday. We'll put it that way. We got a lot done. Had my family on. They were in California laughing at me. Asked them, one of the things I asked them for was like if they could find a subscribe sign for me that was reversed, so it'll read right on these mobile streams. I wonder if there's something I can put behind him. Maybe this gross guy. Let's do this. There we go. Okay, back at it. Got to focus here. Got to get these guys done. So yeah, I'm off to Grand Rapids here in a couple hours. Go pick up my wife. She's flying back from California, so it's like a 2-hour drive in total, you know, we're gonna stop, grab something real quick to eat, but it's like 2-hour drive down, 2-hour drive back. I got some new audiobooks, a new audiobook I got to catch up on. I got one I'm finishing. So, you know, that's one thing. My travel takes me down to Grand Rapids quite a bit because I'm flying out of there. Pretty straightforward, to be honest. Just get down there and get back. But it gives me a chance to catch up on my listening or my reading for other books that I don't necessarily want to sit and read through. A lot of my stuff that I do, I'm like, see, I'm busy talking and not paying attention. Got to remember on the second one, we don't put anything in. That's where the support goes. But what are you guys chittering about over there, huh? Are you guys cold? Let's go upstairs, man. I mean, these chicks are still young. They're still growing. So, you know, they got to get their nap times in. Which is funny, as I'm getting older, I want more nap times. So it is funny, that whole arc that we go through when we're young toddlers. We need sleep because we're growing and getting big. And then once we get older, we just need more sleep because life's just a little bit more challenging for us. What's up, girlies? Did you guys give up on the roosts? That's pretty weak. You guys just got lazy on me, huh? Yeah. Did you guys miss your friends? Yeah, it's funny. Like when I separated them up, the younger ones, they're a few weeks younger than the other chickens here. They were crying and just chirping and like, where'd our friends go? For almost a full day. They were just loud out there because they were so sad. I almost did it again there. And now they're all back to kind of hanging out with each other. All right. But so these are, again, the reason I went with these as well, I got these from Amazon, was I saw what they want. I was going to build some I'm still thinking about it, but I want to get some more raised beds out here just to get some other stuff growing. But I want to do some, what was I going to say here, covered, half greenhouse type flower, raised basket, or raised gardens, raised beds, good Lord, Ryan, for, herbs and growing some other vegetables and stuff even into the winter a bit. But the cost of wood right now is just kind of nuts. So when I looked, I was like, well, maybe I can make it with a raised bed. I went and looked at that, and man, it was like one of these right here, the ones you can get at like Lowe's or whatever, they're like $80 right now, and these are $30 a pop for just a little bit of work, and it's the same size. So I'm having a hard time pulling the trigger on these things that are, at the end of the day, they're really just meant for food. They need to look kind of pretty because we do like gray and make things match, but I'm really just looking for stuff to help me make some food, additional stuff. So what I'm going to use these for is going to be peppers are going to go on one of these. I'm going to get more cucumber. I'm going to get a bunch of cucumbers this year, as much as I can get going. We're going to can a bunch of cucumbers this year. What else am I going to have in this other one too? I'm going to take a look. I've got some options, but I do know that for sure cucumbers are going to be one of these, and I'm going to set it up to where I've got, and along with my herbs, I'm going to be growing a bunch of herbs in these as well. I do need one for chives. That's something I don't have a setup like container or spot for chives. I don't really want to put chives anywhere other than in a container, mainly just because I don't want them spreading any further than they have to, So I've got it. There's other herbs that I want to start. I want peppermint around. I drink a lot of peppermint tea, but man, I really hate introducing peppermint into any environment just because it's basically just a weed. It's a tasty weed, but still just a weed that tends to take over its environment if it gets the opportunity. So don't really want to do that. All right, so you guys see, we're just cruising here. There isn't much, like I said, there isn't much to this piece when you're putting it together. said it's not difficult, it's just tedious because every one of these things has got four bolts on each section here. So all right, I got somebody hanging out up here. I'm not being the the crazy old dude or anything. I'm just wondering what the guy in the van's doing up here. What are you guys doing, huh? No, you guys just being silly? All right. But it will be nice to have this. Again, it's just some additional spots that I can grow some stuff in. That's the big piece here. And again, they're not expensive. 30 bucks. These will get me a couple years out of them. They're powder coated. They're not. So I will be able to come through if I see any spots. It's easy enough. Just come in here, grind it down, repaint it, touch it up. It'll be fine. So, that's the other, that's another nice part about these as well. It's easy touch up on these. I mean, this is just your standard gray. So I'll be able to, you can pick this stuff easy up at the hardware store. But yeah, I'll tell you, this is my third year in the garden, and this year is the second full year with this greenhouse, and the difference in just my process for using the greenhouse has gotten so much better just in a year. Just markedly easier in the greenhouse this year. If you watch any of the streams, I mean, we were just hammering through stuff. Last year was a lot of figuring out as we were going along. This year, nearly down to a science. So take a look at that. I got some stuff I got to review for a client today. Once we're done here, got to hop on, review some stuff. Did good with that. They're doing their homework, which I always love it when my clients do their homework. That's super important. So I'm gonna get that back to them and grab some food and get on the road. It's gonna be one of those days today, It's a full day, just kind of handling business. But as far as getting in the garden stuff, I'm telling you, this is gonna be great. We've got everything pretty much ready to go. Started flowers. I mean, the next stream is just going to be me. I've got, I want to get carrots and my other root vegetables, get them planted. They're about a month later than I really should have. I could have got them all started, but I ain't too worried about that. Peas I put in the ground a little bit ago. They're popping up now. So they're doing that thing. Cool. All right, so we are on our last bit here. See how this is just kind of coming along here, folks? Super simple. Yeah, there's that. So get this guy here. Be next. Had a great meeting with clients yesterday. They're it's a senior living community that I work with here in West Michigan, and they are I just love their vibe. They're just so, the entire team, just how much they care about the residents and each other. It's such I wish I could just bottle up their awesomeness for other businesses just to emulate. It's just so refreshing to be around. We got a lot of work to do business wise for them, but as far as their attitudes, they're so great. So great. Just love being around them. Huh. All right. Hey, girlies. What you doing, huh? Yeah, it's better out here, isn't it? Sure is. Yeah, I feel bad for the chickens too, because you get them. They're like, when I talk about my chickens here, they're like stuck in the brooder for, forever and a day. You get them out and get them some sunshine from time to time, but they're just not ready to make it out here. So a lot happier for them right now. They're gonna be out here and just get to do chicken stuff. You know what I mean? That's what we want to have. All right, so we are cruising here, just like we want to be doing. Got the last bit here. I'm gonna do this side over here, then we'll do the end. Then go around, tighten everything up. put the basically the gasket on the top, then we're gonna do this all over again because I got one more to do. So but this is a great way to spend a day. I can say that much, spending some time hanging out with you guys, but also, you know, when you're, you know, it's the one thing they don't tell you about when you become an adult, right? And you've got to start making decisions with your capital, with your money. It is oh, what's that? Oh, hey, Rosario. Hey, didn't even see you pop up there. Yeah, trust me, I'm loving every bit of this weather here. My goodness. You know, I'm loving this. This is great to be out here. But I was saying with those, we get to, you know, things they don't talk about us as kids when you're dealing with as far as capital and everything is, you know, that you trade your money for time, or you trade your time for money, right? That's really always the piece here. Like in this case, I could have paid to have, you know, and it'd be over $80 for one of these to be pre-built for me. But, you know, but again, I've got time here where I'm coming on the stream with you guys. And also I just like to be able to show this to people like, hey, if you want to get one of these things. So like Rosario, in your case, I don't know how big your patio is, but you know, you can make this smaller. This is $30 from Amazon, links in the description, but you can take this one here. And right now this is a 6-footer. You can make this into a 4-footer if you want. You just don't need as many sides on it. So you have those options, and as you decide you want more, you can expand it out. So like for you, I don't know how big your patio is in, but you can start small with something like this. And so I just want to be able to show people, like, it doesn't take much money to get started. Now the thing is here, we're gonna, you know, with this, as we're going, thing I want to talk to you guys about too on this is that you see how much, like, this is a lot of space, right? This is, was that 2 by 6? So that's 12 square feet. 12, what is that going to be? That's one. So if we multiply that out, so that's 12. That's going to be 1 1/3 cubic feet of soil. Oof, good job, Ryan. Good math on that. 1 1/3 cubic feet, right, is what this comes down to. And, right, is that correct? Yeah, that's right. 1 1/3 cubic feet. That's an awful lot of stuff. So I actually have my, some of a tree limb fell down. So I've got old pieces of wood, you know, branches that I'm just going to be filling this thing up with mostly, and then cardboard, like the usual cardboard thing, and fill it out, and then put soil on top of this. So it's only going to be about, you know, yay much of soil. The rest of it's going to be filled with other stuff, other natural stuff. Nothing plastic or anything. All, you know, wood and stuff, but which you can find easily enough, you know. But what do we got there? Oh, you did hoop house. Yay. Yeah, well, yeah, and so again, when you get these, they're like you said, they're easy. You can just watch. They're so easy to put together. Good for you. You got your hoop house. Love that little greenhouse thing. Look at you going. I mean, this time next week, you might as well have your own full, you know, 10-acre property with, you know, with your full greenhouses, your beds, all right. You should be all set. Have your own farm, your own market farm, right? I think you'll be there. You'll be trading conversations with Farmer Jesse on no-till growers. By the way, that's a good one for you to go look at. Rosario would be no-till growing. Farmer Jesse, he has a lot of stuff on there where he talks about the basics, like the sciencey stuff, but also just kind of understanding of how to grow different things. You know, it's really, he's great. He knows, he is a born teacher. He's a working farmer, you know, market farmer, but he spends his videos are fantastic. So go check out No-Till Growers. He's got cool hats too. I really like his hats. He's got some good merch, but he's somebody that I always try to send people to say, hey, this is if you want to learn from like an actual professional, that's the guy. You know, I'm just some dude here, which I appreciate you keep coming back. I love seeing you pop on here, and I can't wait to see some pictures of your stuff. Can you do, hey Rosario, can you do that? Once you get your hoop house, you get it set up kind of on your patio, go to the community tab on my YouTube page and upload a photo and everything of what you got there. I think it'd be pretty cool to see. I'm I'm trying to get folks to do that. If you can go and, same thing, Urban, if you're on there, go to my community tab and just upload some pictures so we can kind of see, you guys get to see my stuff. Throw some stuff up on the community tab and let's see what we have. Man, you guys are hungry today, huh? Girls are hungry. Why are you not lining up? Loosen up already. It's always the last one here is going to be a pain. Come on. Oh, that would be why. One of these is too tight. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know how that's possible that my Wi-Fi decided not to work there for a second. It's like right here. I literally brought it out for this thing. So that is weird. All right, so now so the next step on here, we've got everything in, and like I was mentioning before, you want to keep everything loose as you're doing these things, putting it together to make sure you can get all the bolts in easy, and it's set the way you want. After that, go through. I do recommend that you do not use a power tool on this one. Just take the extra, unless you have to for medical reasons, like you got wrist issues or whatever you got to go through, but don't use a power tool on the hardware they give you, because this is just some really weak like white metal, some sort of white metal alloy. The stuff is definitely cheap, and you will strip these in a second. So yeah, I don't have a lot of faith in adding any sort of additional torque to these other than what you're able to with your wrists. Okay, so just keep it at that. That would be my recommendation on this. And again, this isn't sponsored. I just bought these. I went and found these on Amazon, just did these myself. So nothing sponsored on here. Sorry, I'm hiding for a second. I'm just tightening these up on the end. But I want to be able to get my honest review of them. While we're live here hanging out, you know what I mean? So yeah, these are coming together pretty good. I'm pretty happy with them so far. I don't think I'm gonna have, I really don't see where we're gonna have any issues. Now, by the way, I did buy these before the tariffs went into, so these might be $1,000 now, but they were $30 when I bought them. So just FYI, whatever tariff number Trump's got us to at this point, who knows? But I got these. So this, I'm not paying attention here. So that's the other spot. I was busy talking to you guys, and I went left-handed when I should have went right-handed. I got the wing nuts were on the outside instead of on the inside. Okay. You definitely want the wing nuts on the inside. It's gonna look better. Get that a little tight snug here. Got this here. All right. So let's see. Now we've had a basically pretty like a dry spell lately too, folks. Yeah, we haven't had, it hasn't really been much rain per se. We had a couple little drops here and there, but nothing too crazy. But that's about to end. The next few days are supposed to be, we've got significant weather threats, so severe thunderstorms, tornadoes, hail, all the things. So I will be hopefully we get none of those. We just want the rain. We just want the rain. And because definitely we'll take rain right now. It has been dry. But we had a very wet winter and wet early spring, so I think we're just balancing out for the year. You know how that goes. Law averages. What's going on? I got a guy a couple houses down. He plays the guitar. He's outside practicing right now. There you go, guys. Get up there. Got my chicks are up playing around on the little jungle gym I set up for them in the run. There you go. You guys got it. Okay, so next is going to be, we're going to put the gasket on that comes with. Now this gasket's a little bit longer than you need, which is fine, which is what we would much rather, and then you just cut it off, right? Just break out your pocket knife and trim it. So that's all we're going to do. Now I do recommend that you do this on a day that's a little bit warmer. Like this has been out in the sun, so it's nice and, you know, nice and easy to work with. Versus, you know, if it was cooler out here, you know how the rubber gets. But the gasket goes on nice and easy. Get this over here so you guys can kind of see what I'm. Goes on nice and easy. It's actually opened at the top enough to where it just slides right on. Slides right on. And so it's loose. It's a little bit loose on the areas in between where the seams are at, but on the seams it's tight. So it kind of balances out, I guess. I don't know. Trying to make it sound like I know what I'm talking about here. It's literally putting a rubber gasket on the thin metal lip here. That's all we're doing. But I say, all things considered, things are coming together well. And again, for this gasket, I'm glad they included this. I didn't realize it came with a gasket, so I'm glad it did. Because again, this gasket is going to be to help any sort of dings that you have on the top here to try to mitigate those. And that's what we're looking for. To really mitigate that as much as we can. There is, there we go. So just going to kind of go around here, and then the last bit is just cut it to size. Break out your handy dandy Winchester if you happen to have one, or whatever you happen to have. Or this one's for a Remington version. I got it off of eBay. There you go. Now this gasket, just to show you can cut it with a knife, but it also, just FYI, you see I don't know if you can see that in there or not, but it's got metal and it also has some rubber teeth on there to help with the grip. So, you know, it's pretty good construction. I'm pretty happy with it. So, all right, folks, that's one. That's one. Well, I mean, technically two, but one for the stream. We're all set here. Look at that guy. So, looking pretty fancy, folks. Looking pretty fancy. Let's get the next one. We'll get after it. I'm gonna take a short break here. Just come on over here and put on some chicken. I gotta stand up a little bit for my back. We'll do this. I don't know how well you can see the chickens from there. Maybe bring it up here and down. We're gonna feed the chickens. I got this. I'm still testing out. Still testing out this Grub Terra Black Soldier Fly larva. They sent this to me. Again, it's not necessarily sponsored, but they gave it to me and they want me to test it out with the new chicks and give a review, which I have on a video. I'm probably gonna do another one. I love this stuff here. They make sure to mention that you know who it's great for. My dogs love it too. I gave some to Bonnie. She was tearing it up. Give you some of the stuff that it's good for, right? Just black fly larvae. They let you know what's in it. They make sure to let you know, don't eat them for us. So, here you go, girls. Girls. Hey. There you go. Come on, guys. There we go. Yeah, they definitely like them. I promise you I'm not starving them and then just feeding them every now and again to make up for it. Like, they actually like them. Is that good stuff, guys? Oh, I forgot to show you guys this before. Look at this cute, I mean, it's kind of gross right now because it's got chicken crap all over, but look at the little cute little roost that comes with the brooder. I put it back in there just so that they could have some, live their memories a little bit. So, here. There you go. That's all good? Okay, we gotta get back to work, guys. All right, back to work here. Gotta get this guy reset up. Sorry about that. Doing real stuff here, folks. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, he's out. He's definitely out strumming today, my neighbor. So. Oh, thank you, Rosario. If you wanna laugh, go to my page. Go look at my videos, and you will find a 3.5 hour long video of me cursing in the wind, piecing this together on a live stream. I did it on my with my computer, so I've got it in my my AI camera, so it's for the main video or the main channel. But I like to come here on this side to be able to do it. But yeah, you can see it. Us actually putting the whole thing together along with the run. Like I said, just like this, where I like to do these things live, just so folks can see what it's like. But yeah, the coupe, it's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it so far. It's been through multiple like 50, 60 mile an hour gusts, continue winds, sideways, everything being thrown at it, snow, sleet, and it's held up well. It hasn't been any water really getting on the inside. You know, the one thing I have to do for this time of year is just, I've got a insulation over the windows, the vents that they have, but those will be coming off here in the next month or so as the temperatures I'm not too worried about. You know, the chickens can manage, you know, let's say of all their feathers, they can be down to 0 degrees and be just fine. So, but I ain't trying to do that to them. You know what I mean? Like make my chickens a little bit warm. You know, do my thing. All right, so let's pop this over. And again, this is the Kingbird garden bed. And like before, it comes with just our little setup here. We're gonna do just like last time. It's got different halves of the support posts that go in between there. And again, they just slide together. So we're gonna put this together in real time. Look at how we're cruising here, folks. Downright dangerous. There. And here, boom, got 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. And then, like we were talking about before, as we take these apart, I highly recommend you do not use a knife or anything to get the tape and the plastic off of these. Just take your time, you know, and I mean, if you have to, just be extremely careful. You don't want to, this is powder coat that's on here, but you don't want to get any scratches on this thing the best of your ability, okay? That's once the water gets in, it's in, and this thing is gonna puff up and be a rusty, gross looking mess. You can get in there with a grinder, you know, and clear it all out, and then, you know, repaint it. But, you know, try to get at least a year or two before you really have to worry about the rust situation. But those are the ends that we have there. They come with these cotton gloves. I think it's cotton, maybe it's polyester. I don't know. I used it for the first build. We're not using it again. And it's there simply just because of the, there might be sharp points on the metal, which there aren't, so we're not going to worry about that. So for here, this is the bolt and the wing nuts that you get. They come here, and they're kind enough to give you a screwdriver too. That little itty bitty guy, which we're going to put right there. Push off to the side. And then if you don't have a chicken brooder feeding station like this, just find whatever works for you to hold the bolt and the wing nuts so they don't go all over the place. Just kind of how I load that up there. Okay, and again, we've got the gasket that we had there. We'll get to that in a second at the end. And then don't forget, if you are interested, it does come, and you want to make sure that you put this is a Kingbird garden bed from China, direct from China, via some wholesaler that I bought it from. you can put that on there if you like. I'm just going to put it in the trash. So one thing I do want to go back to and just show you guys when you get this, so you get multiples on here. Rosario, this is what I was talking about. There's a lot of options when you do this. Depending on how many you can get this stuff like right down here. It actually shows you the different configurations that you can do. So, there's options if you buy multiples. Like I have 3, so I could be doing, where's this one? Like I could be setting up like these monsters right here, like swimming pool size type stuff, okay? So you get options. It's in the book, but, oh man, I forgot to put trash out today. Oh, I'm gonna have to answer for that one when the redhead gets back. Whoops. It's all right. We'll manage. It's just been me and the dog this week, so it's been limited stuff. Mostly steak and potatoes. Okay, so, and here's the ends. All right, these are all the sides, I should say. So we get the sides and the ends, and then just kind of grind. So that's what we'll be doing here. And then here's the box thing. Put this guy right back here. Let's get to it. Let's get this thing done. Here we go. And just like last time, piecing it together. So again, I appreciate everybody who has subscribed. I really do. Like saying, it's always nice to see the subscribe stuff pop up on there. I'm working on building out. I'm not asking for memberships yet. I am eligible. If you guys like to, become members, by all means you can. It is an option, but I'm working on really lining up exactly what I'll be offering for members, because I do want to have like some more Q&As, kind of like this I go on the live stream, but be able to put it in the widescreen. We can get people on there, they can hop on their computers, actually, share, have people come on, ask questions in real time, not just through the chat, but bring them on and actually say, hey, I got some questions, either again from the business community, right? Because I'm a business coach. That's where a lot of my subscribers come from. If you're watching this, I have my daily business, my business news program that I have, small business news. I pretty much put something out every day. But then I'm also here doing my gardening stuff. So I'm trying to work that out. At some point, I know I'm going to have to get a second channel and devote it to just gardening or just business, and split them up. But for now, I just really like having them both there because, one, I already have a relationship with y'all, right? That's kind of there. But two, with my business, when folks are coming and learning about me and researching and doing all the stuff, I like it that they can also see that I have other stuff besides, just business. I'm a person too that is, working on other businesses too. Because, at some point, I think it'd be pretty cool to be able to make another line of like revenue doing this, But again, figuring that out, that's all part of the deal here. So, just talking out loud there, folks. But for now, and especially regardless, I just love coming on here. I didn't realize how much I was going to enjoy this, but I do. As my, who was it that said it? Oh, it was one of my long-term mentors. Told me, teachers are going to teach. I've taught for a long time, so they're like, teachers are going to teach, and I think they're definitely onto something there. All right, so this is the first corner. So as we're coming along here, folks, just to talk through this, since this is our third one, but the first corner here, that we're not doing anything with it. It's once we get into this next spot over here, we have to leave one of the spaces open until we get them both in, and then we come back through and put the support. So this one is still 4 bolts here. Oh, sorry, just that wind came through and just put a bunch of dust up in my face. So I got a little extra mineral content in my diet today. That's okay though. I know it's in my soil here. Lots of compost. You guys having fun over there? Oh, you guys having fun being nosy Parkers? Yeah, you are, aren't you? I tell you one thing, I'm really happy for my for the newest chicks that are getting in here. They're little still. They're just a month old, maybe 5 weeks old now. But they've been, compressed in a spot that's basically this wide. Now they got this whole little, it's a bigger area from around. they're jumping, they're flying all over, just having a field day. So that's what you always like to see. We know, growing up, we were farmers, you know, in the family, and when the cows would finally be able to get back out in the pasture, it's just like you see on the videos, if you ever seen that before, where the cows are jumping around, bouncing everywhere. They're just ecstatic that they're finally out of the barn and can go back out into the pasture and just stretch their legs. Same thing here. These chicks didn't even realize that they should be hold on, this way. They didn't really, you know, they're too young. They didn't know what they were missing. Now they're old enough. They're like, "Ooh, got this going on." So, and let's see, we got 1, 2. All right, everyone's kind of hunkering down with the wind now. They're like not digging the wind. I'm right there with them. Let's see. So we're gonna have definitely more live streams. For those that have been on both, which ones do you prefer? How do you like this being on the vertical like this for the mobile stream versus being on, you know, when I'm doing my lives, that would be, you know, widescreen. I'm just curious, anybody that's been on. I don't know if any of you have been on for either, but or, you know, on both of them. But, you know, this is old school for me. YouTube wants, and by the way, I am going to continue doing lots of it like this. So, hey, Red, I'm glad you made it to the airport. Hey, everybody, that's, you know, thumbs up. You know, let's give thumbs up in chat for the redhead. She made it out of California to Las Vegas. God bless you for being at that airport. So, oh, okay, it's okay as long as you can see and hear me. I'll take that, Rosario. I'll take that. You know, but YouTube wants us doing more of these things where we're going to be like this on the. They want more people on the mobile like this stuff as well. So, I mean, you know, that's why I like this. This is the OG. You know, where I was stumbling around with a tripod, and my wife, she didn't give me this. Didn't give me this one, but I have the one that she got me in the garden, just so I could start putting that out with folks. One of the things that amazes me too is the number of people that go on, like they have their live streams, right? Their live mobile that you go on YouTube, and they're not talking to people. Like it's just playing something. It's just weird. Like, why in the world would you do that? I mean, there's some stuff that you just want to watch, right? But you know, other things like, man, get on there and chat with folks, have a conversation. So, hey, Red, how was your flight? Was it everything? What I'm assuming it was wasn't all that much fun. I'm guessing by your message there. Oh, actually, you know what? Red, go play some slot machines. Go win us some money. I want to buy some more raised beds. Go win me some money. Oh. All right. So we're getting to the point here again. So this is, as we're going along just this piece, we're on to the first main junction between the two sides here. Oh, it was on Southwest. Oh, okay, never mind. You flew Southwest, so that answers that question. All right, that's right. It was on Southwest to be able to get you out in time. So, yeah, especially that flight coming to Vegas out of California. I'm sure it was something. Oh, you're boarding? Okay, Red. All right. Well, hey, have a safe flight, Red. We'll see you. I will see you in a little bit. I'll get you at the airport. So, loves and thumbs up in the chat for Red. So she has a good flight. Okay, so anyways, she's boarding, so that means she can't go hit the slot machines. That's not good. I need her to win some more money so I can get some of these things. Oh well. All right. Guys having fun in there? Yeah? Okay. Okay, so yeah, so again, same thing here, just got to keep this top of mind that we're only doing the first couple here, and I won't forget to get you. I just had to come up on my phone to let me know that the redhead will be back at 7. So I'm gonna forget you. I'm not gonna forget you. But Okay, so anyways, oh, look at you. Okay, so I got one of my chickens finally got on the top roost, or the top little roost I set up for him over here with the bamboo, so that's kind of fun. All right, good job, guys. You liking that? Yeah, cool. All right. I'm gonna see how they do. I have a feeling I'm gonna have to get a little bit sturdier one. So, a little bit sturdier one here. But I think it'll hold up for at least a little while. Oh, there they are. All right, so as far as planning out my next streams that I got going on, right? So we're putting together this piece. This is always good stuff. You know, Red gets back. I've got some work I got to do with clients, but this weekend is going to be carrot, beets, probably some more lettuce, anything that I can get in the ground that's going to be a tuber, minus potatoes. I don't do potatoes, which I should. They're really good for the soil. But anyways, we're going to be getting that section of the garden going over there. So I got this guy over here doing its thing. We're going to get that next set over there, just kind of load them up. And I think that's going to be the next piece there. That's going to be a little bit of work. The deer finally finished off the over half bushel of carrots that I dropped off, or the rabbits, between the two of them, over by the compost pile. They finally got that taken care of. They've been munching on that for a while. So that was good to see. What are you guys doing? You guys are just weird. Just goofy. Okay, so that's what the next stream's going to be out here in the garden. It's going to be that. We're going to be doing a lot of maintenance on the stream here over the next month. It's going to be a little bit different. You know, I've got stuff that's in the ground, but a lot of it's going to be, I'm going to be doing some prep work on the garden as far as coming in, getting compost put down, really just the maintenance side of things. So that way when, you know, I feel like it looks long-term on the weather, but just as a whole, everything looks right. It's getting stuff in the ground as soon as I can. I want to make sure I have to maximize this here because our growing season for the things that I can, for the most part, is little. And the stuff that we have, it's got to be in the ground at the right time. Otherwise, when it comes to your garden specifically for certain things, like for instance, a lot of your brassicas, they've got to be to a certain size. Same thing with your lettuce. Otherwise, when the heat hits, they are going to bolt, which I do that with my lettuce. Like, these won't be here. Like, this is going to be short term. This is going to end up being, corn is going to go back here. I'm going to put sunflowers are going to be around in different spots around the garden per se. I'm going to have them all over the property. But we're going to move our lettuce and stuff over here, and I do let my lettuce bolt. So this stuff will be going, but I constantly have stuff rotating in and out. But I do let it bolt, which means, you know, let it grow up and go to seed and go to flower. Mainly in that, because that brings in my pollinators, which my maples out front, they're flowering at the moment, you know, doing their thing. And they're surrounded right now by not your normal honeybees, but the little baby drones going around. It's something. So it's pretty cool to see that. I was like, wait, what's that noise? And I look, I'm like, oh, the pollinators are out. So we're gonna have that. Additionally, we're not gonna do a stream per se, but again, make sure you follow, subscribe. If you haven't already, please do, because I've already got morels that are popping up in my spot, my area. So we're gonna be doing I'm gonna be doing some videos of basically morel hunting out there. I'm gonna bring the redhead with me at least on one trip, so she can see what it is to go out there. I take her to a spot where I know she's gonna find some, and then I'm gonna make sure that go explore some other areas there, because if you haven't seen that before, been out, ever done mushrooming and stuff like that, it's a lot of fun. You know, it's just a great way to be out in nature. Pretty low threat. You know, it's not like during, you know, hunting season with deer and stuff, where, you know, you got to have your head on a swivel so you don't get shot. Yeah, you don't have to worry about that at this time of year. It's just people out hunting for mushrooms. I mean, the other thing too is I'll be looking for leeks, which are like an onion garlic concoction. They're wild. They grow around here, as well as some wild asparagus and other stuff that grows in the area. So if you like to learn more about that and kind of see what that's all about, I mean, I don't think you really, actually down in Texas, I know they do in the higher elevations, you got plenty of mushrooms and stuff to get out there. Not a whole lot in the mesquite fields and stuff, but you know, for certain areas you have it. You guys are just much happier now, aren't you? Look at the young chickens that I put in here. So, oh, you love leeks? Heck yeah, leeks are great. Is Aria all recovered from the redhead leaving? Has she stopped crying? As my daughter's on the stream, by the way. Poor thing. That was tough to read. Missing grandma. But yeah, we're gonna be getting all sorts of goodies. It's gonna be great. You know, probably a chance to. The other spot that we're gonna be going up there is I'm gonna be testing. Here's these glasses that I got that are supposed to help you look for stuff. So, okay, there you go, playing Roblox. Good. That's, yeah, want her doing something productive. That girl should have her hands in the dirt, you know, growing some stuff. Just saying. But anyways, yeah, so that's what the stream schedule kind of looks like coming up. Getting ready to put stuff in. And then we're in maintenance phase for all of the plants after that. Because I've got, and it really is just the way the season goes with this too. So we, like right now it's prep, stuff goes in the ground, maintenance, prep, your summer vegetables go in, maintenance, prep for your fall vegetables. So that's the other thing. Like I'm gonna have a set of, as soon as the summer stuff goes in June, basically in May to, you know, end of May to beginning of June or whatever, we're going to be putting stuff, I'm going to get stuff started in the greenhouse for my brassicas. So they're ready to go in the ground in basically at the end of July into August. So they have a chance to grow, and then they really mature during the colder months of the year, which is what they want. Like, you know, Redhead and I, we were pulling, like I mentioned this before on stream, but we had Brussels sprouts. I had a second harvest on Brussels sprouts this year that I was able to get in November. You know, that's what you want to have, is where you have whatever you're making, you're growing, you want it set so it's able to do its best at the right time. So, you guys good? You guys digging the new place? Sorry, all my young chicks are over here hanging out. As I referred to them, they were my hot chicks in the garage. Now they're my somewhat warm chicks out in the garden. Lots of activity. And they're just nosy too, because they're watching me trying to figure out what the heck this old dude's doing here. So, oh hey KK, you want me to bring you some coffee? I don't know. You got that Nespresso thing. Can you make regular coffee, or does it all have to be in those $40 Nespresso pod things that you have? Just curious. I can bring you some coffee from the coffee shop. But for those that don't know, I'm a part owner in a coffee shop here in my area, State and Main Coffee. You want to check it out, State and Main Coffee, or statemain.coffee. So you can make regular coffee. Okay, good. Well, can you make really delicious coffee? Because that's the only thing that we know how to make and brew. Can you do that too? Really delicious coffee? Just joking. So yeah, I'll bring you a bag of our house blend Crossroads. It's pretty good. It's really good. Like ridiculously good. It's one of the things that I like about we're talking about being an owner in the coffee shop, is that we make the coffee that we want to drink. Like, it's really great. It's just our roaster doesn't tell us what type of runs we should be serving. We're like, yo, this is the type we want. And it's kind of nice. So, all right, on to our second one. Now, the one thing I will just say on this, these are, they are what they are. They're just tent posts, right? They're cheap thin little things here. So just keep that in mind. They're not going to take a lot of weight down, but obviously compressive they'll be fine. And their job is what they're doing is actually, and that's the scary part here, you got to make sure this is good, is keeping it from pulling apart, right? If you think where they're at on here for supports, it's not to keep stuff from collapsing in, it's to keep it from folding out. So just understand the only thing that's keeping your post from coming apart is this little, that little compressive spring. So before I put these out, I'm going to take duct tape, not over this, but I'm going to take some duct tape and just run it right along this seam as an extra little bit there. We don't do blonde roasts. If you want water, you can go to Starbucks and get the blonde roast. Trust me, you'll like this Crossroads blend. Trust me, it's really good. I know the type of coffee milkshakes that you like, Michaela, so I got you. I just want to make sure you can make it, so you'll like it. Yeah. But it's pretty cool too. We've got the local food club. The food bank is also wants to partner with us. But anyways, you guys are on here for a coffee stream. What am I doing? I'm talking about coffee stuff. Oh man. So the cold front, the cold front with the rain just showed up. Well, not the rain, but the cold front just started making its way through. Oh man, it's 67 degrees here right now. I'm so happy right now. I almost want to tear up a little bit. Like I want to tear up some. I'm so happy that is 67 degrees right now. Rosario, isn't that the temperature that you had like yesterday? Weren't you like 60 something? This is great. I will take it. And by the way, I do not miss living in Texas. I miss living in Texas for a couple reasons, but the main reason would be HEB. Anybody that knows me knows that grocery store was like my favorite. It is still the high water mark for grocery stores as far as I'm concerned. Everyone else is just playing catch up. Erewhon has nothing on HEB. That's all I'm going to say. Not that I could afford going to Erewhon, mind you. I don't think they're... I mean, as good as a $21 smoothie is, I don't think I can pay that. But anyways, HEB's got that really good automatic tortilla maker. Anyways, okay, so we are a little over halfway done now, so we're just kind of getting our last bit. So what we have here is our last set of side pieces. Side pieces, yeah, there we go, we'll call it that. I don't think they appreciate being called a side piece, but side pieces here. So we gotta get through these, and then we'll have one more end, and then we just got through the gaskets on. We gotta tighten everything up too, but we'll have that. And I will be able to give my final 2 cents on this thing. Like, hey, what is this thing actually? Do I think it's worth the money? Is it worth the time and energy? Blah, 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 blah. I can tell you right now, it's worth the money. These are 30 bucks, folks. With all the inflation that we had, this is $30 for one of these is well worth the investment if you need a raised bed. I can just say that, period, dot. Knowing it's $30, knowing what these are and how they're pieced together, you're going to be looking at getting between 3 to 5 years max out of these, probably. That's not bad, to be honest. That's really not bad for these, because if you were to make these, if I would have made these out of untreated lumber, because that's what you want to have, right? You don't want to have treated lumber for your raised beds, because you don't want that nasty stuff in your food. This has all been powder coated, right? So nothing's going to be transferring over. You're going to get maybe 5 years max out of your raised beds, and that's really maybe-ish, probably closer to 3 as the wood rot gets in, because they're wet all the time and in moisture. And with the wood, you're going to be paying for something like this. It's going to be more. I mean, right now with how much lumber costs, it's going to be more. You can make this. I couldn't make this for $30 out of wood. I just couldn't. Maybe if someone dropped off like 5 pallets, a few pallets, but then you're taking stuff apart. It's just taking crap apart and all the extra work that goes with it. So that's why I was saying, man, I'm just going to get these, and this is going to solve, and then I can I can have discussions at that point about, do I like these where these are at? They're easy to move, and I'm really not that much money into it. You know, that's the other side of this, folks. Until you decide what you want, like you give it a chance in gardening, go cheap first. You know, Rosario, when you said that you just had your little hoop house, that's like, heck yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Just get a little something simple to have, you know, and then get a couple, you know, cheap little things like this that you can put out there just to have for a raised bed. And when you really like it and you figure, hey, I do want to do this, well, then you can invest in some of the more, you know, super fancy things and stuff like that. But until that point, don't do that, folks. It's a waste of it. What we don't want this to be, and this, if you go look at the channel, like on top of things, like what we don't do here, we don't worry about stuff on this channel. And the thing I don't want is, when you look at the cost of entry to get into gardening and stuff like that, you don't have to have everything at once. That is one of the things that always concerns me when I talk to people. Like, just get cheap container or something. I mean, you know, KK, you don't probably remember this, but when we were in Washington, oh, you probably remember this, when we were in Washington, and I had my little 4x4, just my little garden that we had in our tiny little backyard. I started everything in cottage cheese little tins, or the little containers, the little pint containers that cottage cheese comes in. That's where I started all of my seeds at. You know, I mean, it was already, I was upset, didn't like the fact I had to pay $30 for a, you know, and at that time, you know, it was $30, so that's going on, what, 10 years ago at this point, give or take. So, you know, that was like it's what, $1 billion now with inflation. So having to pay that much, oops, going too fast. So yeah, so I didn't want to have to pay that, but I knew I was going to enjoy doing the garden and stuff too. Which, funny little note about that, so I had a schnauzer, mini schnauzer, right? His name was Dude. His name was actually Dude, that's what I called him. And he liked cucumbers. Dude loved cucumbers, and he also liked tomatoes. So Dude would go into my garden, and he would, what's that? What do we got here? Yeah, Dude, I know. He keeps popping up on my timeline, and I keep choking up. I'm like, Dude, I miss him. Good dog. But he would go and eat my cucumbers. But he wouldn't eat them all. He wouldn't like pull them down and like eat the entire cucumber. Dude would just nip off the end of it and then walk away. And there was one time I went outside because Dude was out there, and I was like, hey, Dude, where you at? And he was just in the middle of the garden, or mid backyard, kind of looking for deer. I walk over and I'm like, give him a pet. I'm like, Dude, you smell like cucumbers. Like, what the heck? So I smell him again. I'm like, man, you really smell like cucumbers. What? Oh no. And I didn't realize I didn't understand, like, I didn't realize like he was eating my cucumbers. I look over and I've got a cucumber that's just like crunk, like half of it's gone. I look over at him, he's like, yeah, it's me. I guess, like, yep, it's me, man. What are you gonna do about it? Knowing I'm just gonna be more like, man, I couldn't be really too upset at him. You know, it's not like they were fenced off. So, but yeah, he'd go in there and just eat my tomatoes, eat my cucumbers. Dude, he liked carrots. That dog was, you know, he's healthier than I am. Oof. All right, so we are tightening these up. Good supports on this. And again, we're gonna go through, and again, part of this is just go through after we get the rest of these in. Is everything's kind of loose now as we're piecing it together. We're gonna go back through and tighten everything up, get the gasket on, and then we're gonna have three raised beds looking pretty dope. Are you guys doing okay out here? Yeah? Okay, all right. Just making sure. Making sure. Yeah, I've got some nosy Parker birds over here. Just eyeballing me, making sure I'm not gonna mess anything up, right guys? But yeah, so like I said, KK, everything's still on tap. I'll be there next week. Nothing's really changed, so that'll be good. Come see you guys for the day. I won't be staying at the house. I've got a hotel, you know, so you don't have to worry about that. I've already had to deal with Mom staying there, so already had to deal with mom, so God bless you for that. Okay. What other thing? There was another thing I was going to talk about here too. Oh yeah, so the other thing too is when you guys are looking at you're looking at your gardening as a whole and getting after it. Don't spend a lot of money on your tools also. Like, that's the other piece. My most expensive tool that I have is my broad fork. You know, I use a ton out of that thing, but everything else I just went to Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight just got the cheap version of everything. Excuse me. Most of what you're going to do, you're not going to use your tools that much, and until you know for certain that this is something that you want to do, just go get the regular tools. Heck, even go buy, hit up the yard sales or go buy estate sales. Look at the thrift stores. I'm not sure how they have their seasonal stuff, but heck, even better, go to the pawn shops. You'll be able to get perfectly good stuff there, especially for hand tools. Yeah, go that route. I try to tell folks, just try not to spend money on this if you can help it. You got to remember, when it comes to your vegetables and the garden, the plants know what to do. You just got to get the soil right, and keep, there's got to be sunshine, soil, right temperatures, and water. And the plants will take care of everything else. The tools are nice and all, but there's so many these dumb tools that are out there, expensive things that you can pick up that just are not worth, that it's just a waste of cash. Okay. So, and you might think they're cool to have, but they're not. Like, one of the things that I don't have it on me today, I do recommend, is getting a multi-tool for the garden. They exist. They're like $18. They're not big, but what they are is, they'll sit on your, on your belt over here. And it'll have on it a knife, but it also has a set of shears on there. And it'll have it'll have one knife, has a set of shears. What else does it have? They typically have an awl too for poking holes and stuff, but that's it. But it'll just live in one spot that you can pull out as you need, as you're pruning and stuff like that. So definitely recommend it. That would be the one tool that is definitely worth it to get, just because you can do multiple things with it. Other stuff that you'll see people spending money on that they don't need to, which I've wasted money on. I've been that guy, so I can speak to it. But what you can get, and I do recommend, I do like the spools of twisty wire, that they used to have on bread, and stuff like that, for the little tabs, little twisty wire. You can get whole spools of that have a little cutter at the end. I definitely recommend those. It's great for putting different things up, like on your indeterminate tomatoes, just quickly tying them up in different spots to support them. Your cucumbers, things like that, to secure them with the fruit. It's really great for a lot of those things. I carry it around with me, in my wagon when we're just out doing stuff here in the garden. Highly recommend that. Rope is one of those things. Don't get hemp rope. Get nylon. Get the stuff it's going to last you a while. You get the stuff that is, hemp rope, or even the brown stuff, whatever the heck that stuff's called. Don't get that. The elements, it does, don't get me wrong, what's nice about it is it does biodegrade, and it just ends up in your soil being worm food. But the other side of that, it doesn't hold up for most of the season. It ends up snapping and breaking. So, that stuff I don't recommend. Get the nylon rope. Clothesline works really great for a lot of stuff. If you're thinking about hanging anything, right, to support stuff up, don't. I'll even show you here. Let me give you guys an example before I finish up here on this. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. I think you guys need a quick little, whoops. All right. You can see the sea of, adjust this up a little bit real quick. All right, so good examples on stuff to spend money on. T-posts. Spend money on T-posts. These things last forever. They're great. You can attach stuff to them. We love T-posts. As you can see here, these are my tomato trellises. They go along here, and I have rope from last year still, perfectly fine. That's going to be on here and going to be able to use it again for this year to support my tomatoes, right? But these are 2x3s. These are studs. Just got these from Lowe's. Frank, I had them delivered. I just had them dropped off, and they're going to be good for multiple years, which is fine because these aren't going to live here the whole time. They're going to end up moving to this other side in different areas because you don't want tomatoes in the same place too long. But don't spend money on 2x4s. Spend money on 2x3s. These are about 60% of the price of 2x4s. And don't get 4x4 like for posts like I have around my garden. Zwink. For the posts like I have around my garden here, those are 4x4s. If you want to get stuff, get 2x3s, put them together. Guess what? About 60% of the cost of a 4x4. And they work just fine. They're just screwed together, pieced up, and do your thing. Okay, so that's what I mean. Like stuff to spend money on, you don't need to. If you can grow sunflowers, that's another one that I like. So we got sunflowers here. These are sunflowers from last year, but you can hear they're basically bamboo. So I'll use those for supports around. So I grow the stuff that I can use for supports around the garden. So that's kind of the idea here, folks. We don't like to spend money. I don't like to spend money if I don't have to. And the stuff I spend money on, I want it to be good stuff. Stuff that's going to be, last. Oh, goodness gracious, what happened there? You were just kind of lumped all over. Let's get you straightened up here. Let's see. Kind of changed the angle on you guys there a little bit, but I think we'll be okay. So anyways, just that quick little tour there. But you guys, if you've been in the greenhouse, I've got cinder blocks and 2x4s are shelves for me. I'm not trying to spend money on, actually 2x3s. They're studs, leftover studs that I had, just to build the shelves out. That's all I want you thinking about, okay? Don't spend money where you don't have to, because we're getting into gardening to save money. So like this coop and everything was, I think it was $240 for everything. I think that's wrong. That sounds wrong, like too high. It wasn't much for this. And I'm just going with inexpensive everything just to get going with this to see if I really want to have chickens or not, Like I don't know if I do. But I want to I don't want it to be too much to find out, right? I don't mind paying for education. I'm just not trying to pay too much for education. Because again, these chickens, they're not, I'll get the eggs from them. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. But it's more so for the manure, for a fertilizer for my garden. Yeah, we got that cold front. It's definitely coming through. I think me and the redhead are going to be in for some, it's a pretty wild, a wild ride when we're getting back. So she said she just got on. So she's in at 7. That's a 4-hour flight. Yeah, that's about right. Okay. I don't mind if she gets in a little early too. That's fine. All right, so we just got this last bit put together. So you can see where we're at, right? Now I'm going to go through, and now that we have it together, I'm going to go through and tighten everything up, and then we're going to put the gasket on, and we'll have them finished for the day. So that's pretty cool. Oh. The wind got this. Can't have that. Got to make sure we have the subscribe thing visible here. Super important. So hopefully everybody's having a good day here. Man, we've been cruising today though. It's funny because the first one took a while because I was busy building my chicken theme park for them over there. The second one we cruised right through, but it's because I was focused on, putting it together. And the second one here, we got talking about gardening and I got distracted. Go figure. But that's par for the course with me. But yeah, so this is again, all right, so while I'm going through and finishing this up here, let me give the review here. Like I said, these are worth every flipping penny you're going to spend on these. Just know that you are getting stuff that is going to be the test version for whether or not you really want to have like these type of raised beds around or not. So you're not having to go to Lowe's and spend, you know, $80 on each one. Like that's just ridiculous. These are 30 bucks, and they take a little time to put together, but you know, that's what you got to trade your time for money, right? Or trade your money for time. That's what you do when you go into Lowe's when you buy these super expensive ones. That's all you're doing. But if you got time, invest in these and just spend the time putting them together. Again, I do not recommend using power tools with these at all. This is all white metal, super soft when it comes to the hardware. So this these bolts and the wing nuts here, they will strip. I mean, they'll strip in no time. It'll just be a hot mess for you. So just use your screwdriver. Just do it by hand. If you do need to use some sort of power tool, your drill to put these together, make sure that you have the the choke on it. So when it gets to, you know, set the little number around there, so that way whenever it does get to too much, the torque limiter basically, so you don't over torque these things and rip and strip these out, because these will strip like just looking at them the wrong way, I can tell you that. And they only give you enough screws and bolts and wing nuts to do this, plus one extra. So just keep that in mind. So that's just something you have to remember. It'll be a thing, but if you take your time, don't rush, shouldn't be an issue. And it'll be pretty cool. You know what I mean? Like saying, I'm really happy with these. I think they look nice. And again, they look nice. They match the aesthetics of the house and, you know, everything else we have here. Like we do gray around my family. So I think it'll be okay. All right, so the last bit here is, mentioned this before, when you have try to do it on a warm day when you're piecing it together, which shouldn't be an issue. We're getting all towards warmer days here. But you get your gasket here. I've had it out in the sun to warm up. It's easier to, you know, maneuver it and stuff. So, and it just slips right on, nice and easy. Nothing to it. It just goes right along the edge. You just press her down. And it's more than you need. It's longer than what you'll need, which is fine. So you just need to cut it off, when you get to the end. Just use your knife and get to it. Come on. You can do it, buddy. And like I said it before, it's pretty loose. It's loose to go on as an easy, but I'm going to show you in a second. Once I cut this off, I'll show you the leftover piece. It's got a metal, the ends of it are metal, and it has rubber teeth on the inside that let it go down, but it's it's got grip for going back up, so it doesn't really want to come off that easy, which is a good thing, right? That's what we want. And this gasket, I was really glad to have it, because this is going to just keep the dings that you're going to get on the top here, and I'm messing with the powder coat. Keep them to a minimum. You know, it's going to, this gasket, don't skip it. This is going to preserve the life of this product by a good measure. That much I can promise you. Okay. And then when we get to the end here, it's simply just break out the knife, give her a slice down. There we go. Let me show you real quick what I was talking about. Where it's kind of hard to see here, but I don't think you guys can see it. It's got metal, if you can see how it's got the different color. And and then at the base there, it's got the teeth for grip. So, all right, so kind of at the end here, and here the stream here, folks. So to put a bow on this thing, if you need put a bow on this. If you need raised beds and you can't afford and aren't even sure if you want to use raised beds or not, get this thing. It's $30. It's going to hold up well. It's going to do its thing. It looks fine. If you don't like if you have a problem with like on the ends here, like on the side of the profile, see it's got those, you can see where it's got the screws showing. I just give you the top tip of the day here. If I don't like how that looks after the end of this, I want to change it out. We're talking a $4 can of gray paint. I just take this in, get the color matched with some gloss, and I'll just cover them up. But this isn't going to bother me at all. Matter of fact, I kind of like it. Like it from a distance, it's got a nice little riveted view to it. I think it's going to be good. So, yeah, this gets a thumbs up for me, as far as I'm concerned. So, all right, folks. Well, I'm gonna go clean up my cardboard mess here and get to work in the house. I got a few more things I got to take care of before I get on my drive down to go pick up the wife. So again, I appreciate everybody hanging out with me today. Been good to see you. Hopefully I earned your subscription today. Please, please, please. I appreciate everybody who subscribes. You're just helping me get where I need to be for these things. So I come again, just a reminder for anybody who may come in a little late here, and I come in live in the garden here. Typically, it's between shorts and my regular channel, right? Try to come out here often as I can, usually multiple times a week. I try to do every day for my business thing as well too, but for the garden, I come in here quite a bit. And we work in the garden. We're spending time with my chickens. We've got my little orchard that I've got on the other side of the property. We spend time on. We do a lot of yard work. We got compost to work on. So if you want to learn how to do compost, even at a small level, this is the thing to do. Be sure to subscribe and follow. Make sure you hit the notification bell, because sometimes I just decide to go live and just like this. Hey, I'm gonna hop out here real quick and do a quick live stream and just kind of check in with folks and see how they're doing. And it's usually in the afternoons when I'm doing it. A lot of it depends on my clients. I'm a business coach by trade, so if I have stuff going on with them, obviously I gotta pay the bills. So we're gonna be spending time with them. But with that, if you have subscribed, I would love it if you would go to the community tab on my YouTube channel, on the YouTube page, right from my channel page, and upload pictures of your garden or anything that you're growing. I want to be able to come and spend some time and look at those. Eventually I want to have on the stream where we are going to be doing live streams with members to where we're talking about what's going in the garden, learning from each other and doing those things. Like, I think that would just be a lot of fun. Gardening for the most part is a solo endeavor, but I do love it when gardeners get together and we just kind of, we can kind of spill the tea a little bit about what's going on. So with that, I appreciate y'all being on here. Take care, and I will see you all next time. Also, link to these are in the description, so go check that out. Take care. Bye, KK.